Keep the paper.
Brother Ben.
You didn't eat.
Brother, he's doing miracles and pregnant. Just but maybe it's because of tablets. Your heart beats are a bit low. I don't know if normally you get. Are you selling some? No, free, mommy. They're a bit low, but maybe it's because of the tablets. Normally it's between 60. This one is 120. Yes. Let me write. Okay. It's amazing. I don't know how much you used to get, but this is great. Do you remember the last time that you did my It was okay. I can use this one. I like that. But do you remember the
value?
Yes.
It was normal anyway.
It was normal. When was it?
You remember the first time we did it?
It was like beginning of.
Yeah, is it January or?
And they have t-shirts.
So now you don't have a problem with your blood pressure. Do you take any type of tablets?
Just magnesium.
Ah, okay. You do exercise?
A little bit.
A bit food fever.
Last Sunday, we didn't see you guys.
Oh, my brother, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
It was amazing.
Don't tell me, my brother. Don't tell me.
Oh.
Please give me error.
Okay. Yes, it's something.
Let me try this.
Because I'm talking.
No.
Oh, ginger.
I wanted to go on Sunday. Don't tell me, my brother.
You were working?
I was doing extra shifts. What we can do?
There's nothing you can do.
No, but
your body is willing, but the skin is willing. The reality.
it's different. But I cannot complain. I'm happy. I always have weekends off. I just work if I want because I'm working extra shift. I have a great, amazing shift. Monday to Friday. I have most of the time by my Friday off. I don't work bank holidays. I don't do night shift. I have my weekends off. So whatever I do, God is
Expo. And so we've called Brother Benjamin back because he has just 10 minutes to wrap up one or two issues around health and healthy living. And I know people have been asking, will they have an opportunity to ask questions? And so we'll give him, within that 10 minutes, time to answer questions as well. I want to say thank you for everyone because we've had the spiritual food in the morning, we've had the physical food this afternoon, and now we're just going to share some knowledge and understanding more about food and what is healthy to our lives and healthier living. Okay, so because this has been a very amazing program put together by our Newbold College chef, I'd like to ask that if Davina, could you please stand? We just give her a round of applause for all the work she's done. Davina will be showing us some healthy cooking tips, some natural remedies. And because we're sat on tables, we will have an opportunity with the forks to taste some of these natural remedies. And so we have an exciting afternoon, but like I said, 1 hour. And if it goes beyond that, you can call me. All right. So, Brother Benjamin, over to you. 10 minutes. Thank you.
Right. Let your food be your medicine, your medicine be your food. I will entertain any questions you have. Any questions? Yes.
What's the best way to eat potatoes? I'm sorry, you shouldn't cook it.
Pardon?
What is the best way to eat the sweet potato?
The sweet potato, the best way. The best way is to grate it raw, put it in your vegetable salad and enjoy. That's the best way. You get the maximum beta-carotene that will support your skin and it will support your heart and it will support your eyes as well. You will be able to see better with your organic glasses in the home after a good meal of sweet potato. Next step, yes?
I'd like to ask, you spoke this morning in the early service about that we shouldn't be eating meat or fish or such like animal products. However, how do you answer the fact that Jesus in his resurrected body ate boiled fish?
Right. Thank you very much for that powerful question. Personally, that's personal. Okay. Personally, I don't believe Jesus ate meat because of Isaiah chapter 7. He was given a diet, special diet, and I believe from birth until death he stick to the rule. What he was given on that day were two things. And the sentence in my King James Version says, he ate it, which means one of the two. They wanted a proof that wasn't Jesus Christ. That's what the disciples wanted. And they knew who is food. So if he ate both, then that would not be Jesus Christ. They would definitely know that no. But if he ate one of them, which would be the honeycomb, which is in Isaiah, then they would know that that's their master. But it's the very law, but personally, that's what I would do. Thank you.
Sorry, can I just come back to you on that? Because actually, categorically in Scripture, it actually says that Jesus asked the disciples what they had there to eat, and they offered him, and he took to eat broiled fish.
Broiled fish and the honeycomb.
No, just broiled fish. In this text in Luke, no, John, in Mark. I haven't got my Bible here, but I did write it down this morning. Let me come back to you.
Awesome. Anyone else? Anyone else? Remember, we have 10 minutes. So whatever you are thinking of asking, please ask. Feel free. Yes, madam.
Are there any foods you can advise which will help your sleep?
With what?
Sleep.
With sleep. When you go on a raw food diet for 7 days, transforming by day 3, you will start to sleep like a baby. When we say raw food, you have 2 meals a day. In the morning, you have fruit salad, and then the second meal, you have vegetable salad. And always use the lemon inside, and your metabolism will be balanced, and therefore the body will be able to rest nicely. Yes.
Does that mean you cut out carbs altogether?
Yes.
Or you have them in a raw form, or?
No, you cut them out.
Or you, okay.
Yes.
So does your energy?
If you want a good sleep, cut the carbs out. Carbs are for activity. Just take note when you give children, what do? They go around and some of them are controllable. That's what carbs do. Unfortunately, in adults, the instruction is no longer there. You have to make a decision to exercise or do something. This is why when we load ourselves with carbs, we become sluggish. In Eden, they didn't have carbs.
What are the seeds that
The seeds.
fruits and seeds in Eden?
Fruits, nuts, seeds. Yeah. You need sunflower seeds, and other seeds, chia seeds and so forth. They supply a lot of omegas. You know, if you are told that you need omegas, then some people say eat fish because of that. No, you don't need that. You just need to eat seeds and nuts, and you will have a perfect balance of omegas. Complete omegas, plus soya beans, if it's organic and not from USA, not from California, it will balance your...
Someone has a problem with cholesterol. What would be the best thing?
Well, the best thing they can do is to fast. Then the cholesterol will disappear. Then they start eating raw food. Okay. But cane pepper is one of the most wonderful wonders that cuts. Even when your heart has got cholesterol outside, cane pepper will go in the remove it. But nothing else can do that. Only cane pepper can do that one. So in one of my presentations, which is the natural wonders of food, we do present some of those elements so that you understand what food can do to your body. When you deal with food properly, you will find what is happening in your body.
So how do you take the cayenne pepper?
Cayenne pepper.
Yes.
When a person is having a stroke, you put it under the tongue and you do a reverse stroke. When you want to use it, there was vegetable salad here, you sprinkle a little cayenne pepper in there every day, and you will see one of the changes in your life. It's very wonderful. Yes? Sorry? Turmeric. Turmeric is also a wonderful. It does wonders. It's an anti-inflammatory. You have arthritis, and you want to reduce pain, you use turmeric from inside, and then ginger from outside. And those two will work wonders, and you will sleep better every day. Yes, sister.
Sorry, guys, we can't hear, and unfortunately we're not going to benefit anything for 10 minutes if we don't listen. So please, try and keep the children under control as well. Thank you.
And the children have vaccination. What is good for give protection for them? Because sometimes can miss or chicken pox, or how makes protection for these children when you have vaccination?
What is good for children, what?
For protection, because no have vaccination.
Instead of having a vaccination?
So it's better vaccination.
Vaccination. Well, the onion, the cayenne pepper, the lemon are antibacterial, antibiotic, so they protect the children. My son was never vaccinated, and he never had any chicken pox, whatever you name them, they never. And yet those around him at school and so on were having it, but he never had it. So it's food that can vaccinate you properly, if you eat it properly and organize properly. But don't just say food and then you eat it haphazardly and hope that you can achieve results. You have to eat in a systematic way, which we were given. In Health and Happiness, Councils on Food and Diet, we have all the information we need to eat healthy, but we don't read them. We put them in the shelf and hope that the shelf will read it. Yes?
May I just raise a point of concern? The policy in this country is that children should be vaccinated.
Yes.
These are adjunct therapies and should not replace vaccinations or treatments of cancer or other lifestyle disease treatments. And Dr. Chidi actually supported that very clearly last evening. Yes,
very powerful what you are saying. It is a personal decision. It must not be advocated as this is what we do. It's a personal decision. Even in my country, where I come from, Zimbabwe, they are strict about that, but I made a decision. And I made a decision, and even the health nurses and so forth would ask me and so forth, I'll tell them. You was only asked if you had vaccination when you were going to university. It's a personal decision. You don't influence others to do it, but you advise. So, like what I'm doing, I'm advising you. Eat healthy, you protect your body, but it's your choice. Make individual choice and don't make it that it's the stand of the church or whatever. It's an individual decision you make. No other question? Yes?
It's like a meat when you want to say you want to eat meat. You go to the doctor said get some meat to get your protein in your body. So your decision to make that if I eat meat, what happens in my body? When you eat meat, it's you between you and your God. Eating meat and fish is not a sin, but when it gives you diseases, that's where you are abusing your body. And our body is not our body, it's God's temple. When it is God's temple, when you abuse it by eating meat, then you get cancer. That's where we can make it. That's where it can be a sin. So that's what I'm thinking, that it's your decision. If you want to eat meat or if you want to vaccinate, then you get some complications in your body. Complications means you're going to get cancer. That's the result. So that's the decision, what you want to make for your own body. So it's not for everyone, or maybe NHS want you to eat meat, want you to get your children vaccinated. It's how you understand you, it's between you and the God. Some of the diseases that are spiritual, which are coming on us, but when you make decisions on your children, it's now between you and God. That's what I'm thinking about.
Thank you very much. My daughter is a qualified nurse with 3 degrees, and we made a decision when we were traveling. She said, I'm going to be vaccinated in order to avoid malaria in Africa. We were traveling together. I went without any vaccination. She came back, she was ill, I was not.
I think the idea of personal decision, it's a good phrase, and it boils down to autonomy, right to make a choice. But I think what we need to concentrate on here is the fact that apart from the knowledge from the church, science is showing every day what are not good for us. I think that's what we need to look at. You can choose even to refuse treatment from doctor. You can say anything you want. But let's face it, the Bible is now becoming practically clear scientifically.
Yes.
That meat is not good for you. But you can refuse it. It doesn't matter. But let's face the truth. That here is being proven, even by science. What EDY said is now becoming reality. We are seeing it in science today. And I think that's just the point here. You can choose anything you want to choose. You have right to do so.
We have a book, by the way, on vaccination. We have a book called Vaccination. If you want to study about the vaccines and what they put in there, and the problems accompanying that, you can study, but you have to study and make your own personal decision. For me, I don't believe we need vaccination, but you have to understand why you think you need it or you don't need it. The government regulates anything, including not regulating things like pots. Everything is cooked in aluminium pots and other pots, but they don't tell you that Alzheimer's and dementia are coming from there. And they don't care. So you have to make a strong decision for your life and for Christ, so that you work with Christ and things are better that way when you work with Christ. Okay?
Thank you. Your 10 minutes is up. Give it a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. What I want to show you here is just how to use some basic stuff that you would have in your kitchen cupboard in cases of emergency. Let's say the child wakes up one night screaming and crying, earache. Of course, we know you either go to the ER and wait a few hours, or you can probably try and find something in your kitchen cupboard that could probably ease the pain until you can get further help, or probably it will take care of the pain completely. You won't need any additional help. Steam up a half an onion. You could squeeze a little of the juice in a cold spoon, right? You don't want it cold to go in the air, but you want it maybe room temperature. And you could just pour that in the air. It will help to alleviate the pain. It will pull out the inflammation, it will pull out the pus. You can also, with that half an onion that you've got that is steamed, you could put it on the air, and a baby, you could just put their little beanie hat on to hold that onion. For yourself, maybe you'll be able to sleep on it without turning. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that, but some people could sleep without moving. So just something like that, and it will pull the pus out, it will relieve the pain, and it will pull the inflammation out. So it's just simple home remedies that you can use as emergency, or you could choose to go that way if you want, or if you don't have medications or so at home. What I've got here as well is called an onion syrup. And if you have a cough, little chest inflammation or stuff like that, I had some honey in the bottle, maybe about this amount I had in the bottle, and I just cut up a few onion, maybe a half an onion I had, after cooking I had a half left, and you know it's not good when you have a half an onion left to reuse it. You either use it at the same time, because onion is a drawer. So it will draw all the toxins out of your kitchen, out of your fridge, and then you probably go and use that onion the next day. So you've just taken in all the toxins that the onion absorbed for you.
So instead of throwing it in the bin right away, I thought, you know what, let me just put that in those little bit of honey. So it produces this natural syrup, and you would take the syrup. So normally, if you want, you could strain that off and just keep the syrup. I just choose to leave the whole thing in because it takes less time. I could just use a spoon if I need it. And they do work. The first time I made this one, which is called the flu bomb, which what I've got in here is ginger, onion, garlic, honey, a little bit of lemon, and normally you'd put a little bit of eucalyptus oil or tea tree oil, but I didn't have any at home, so I did without that. Now, my daughter was coughing, and I said, okay, I'm going to try this thing, because I heard Barbara O'Neill, you know, presenting it, and I've heard others presenting on it, and I said, I'm going to try this flu bomb on her. So I made the flu bomb, and she said you should leave it for 24 hours so it forms the syrup. Now I left it and I went to work. When I got back home, I said to her, are you still coughing? She said, no. I said, how could you? I made the flu bomb. She said, Mom, I took it. So she took it and the coughing went. So it worked. I never get a cough or a cold, so I won't get a chance to take it, but I did try it anyway. It tastes really good, and I've tried it at other health expos, and the children absolutely love it. So, you have a little medication here that the children actually likes. They like how it tastes, it has 0 side effects, it will only cure a flu, or does absolutely nothing. You can give it a try at home. Just a half an onion, a little piece of thumb of ginger. I think I have maybe about this amount of ginger in it, maybe a half a lemon and a half an onion, and a couple of heads of garlic, and a little bit of honey. Whenever the honey is left like this in the bottle, I don't waste time to try and drain it out because it takes me time. I just open a new bottle, so I use the little bit for something. Either I throw some hot water in it and drink it, or now that I know about the flu bomb and the onion syrup, I just put it in it.
Do you like water?
Oh no water. It forms a natural syrup. Yes, if you want, you could taste it. Unfortunately, I haven't got any spoons, but I've got forks. And I can't open it. Maybe somebody with a stronger arm could. Alright, I just want to talk a little bit about some poultice. Sorry.
There's so many honeys when you go to the shopping center.
Oh. It's always best to buy the natural honey, especially from your local area. Right, so this one is Berkshire honey, which is just a couple of roundabouts down the road. It's unstrained, it's raw, unfiltered, natural, fresh from the hive. So it's good to get this. And their number is on the bottle, so if you wanted to, I think the postcode is on the bottle. Yes, the number, contact details is on the bottle as well. You could just take a picture of it if you want, and you could get it from them. Yes, you any more questions?
Why local honey?
You know, if you suffer like from hay fever or anything like that, if you get the local honey that is made from the pollens within your area that is actually causing your hay fever, it gives you a resistance against it. So that's the reason why the local honey. Otherwise, you could buy it, but it's basically the grounds of hay fever, unless there are other reasons for the local honey. Maybe elaborate on.
That's it's also an antibiotic.
Okay. What I've got here is also a natural antibiotic which you can also make easily at home. It's just made with a couple of, I'll give you a recipe for it, and you could note this down if you want to note it down. If you've got pen and paper, what it is, it's a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a whole garlic bulb with the cloves, remove the skin, 1 thumb-sized ginger, 2 bulbs of onion, medium size, so maybe this size is medium, one would be red and 1 would be white, 4 ripe lemons with their skin but unwaxed, because you don't need the wax, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and that must be mechanically extracted or cold compressed, and thumb size of fresh turmeric. If you've got the fresh turmeric, otherwise you could use the powdered turmeric. And yes, and that's it. So you just cut them up as small as you can, and you put them in your blender and you blend them. If it's too thick, you could add a little water, or what I have chosen to do, I just add lemon juice so it doesn't burn my blender up. I just add lemon juice as the extra liquid instead of the water, and it actually tastes better. I've got to say, this one doesn't taste as nice as this one, but it does the job if you're in an emergency situation, or if you need it for other health purposes. All right, that's any questions? That's about what I would like to share with you.
Can you say the ingredients again, please?
Oh, you want to say the ingredients again? So for the natural antibiotic, yes, for natural antibiotic, that would be a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a whole garlic bulb with all the cloves, just remove the skin, a thumb-sized ginger, 2 bulbs of onions, medium, that's 1 red, 1 white, 4 ripe lemons with their skin, make sure they're unwaxed, and if you can get them organic, all your ingredients, if you can get them organic, that is always better for you. 3 tablespoons olive oil, mechanically or cold compress, fresh turmeric, or a teaspoon of turmeric powder, blended. You could add more lemon juice if you need more liquid to it to get your blender moving. Yeah. And for the onion syrup, a layer of onion, a spoon of honey, a layer of onion, a spoon of honey, and it will form its natural syrup. You can pour the syrup off, or you can leave it like I have done. Flu bomb, generous amount of ginger, half an onion, about a thumb, 1 clove of garlic, a few tablespoons of honey, half a lime juice, and a drop, just 1 drop of tea tree oil or eucalyptus oil. And cayenne pepper, and just put the amount of cayenne pepper that you can manage. I won't tell you the amount to put. I cannot manage much of any pepper, so I put a little bit. But if you can manage it, you can put more. It helps to clear the airways. It helps to fight the inflammation. It helps. So you can put the amount that you can personally manage. But if you want to give it to your children, you may not want to put too much. Thank you very much. Any questions? Asthma?
Asthma is a nutrition deficiency disease, and all you need is to blast the body with nutrition, and it will be healed. You need Himalayan pink salt or health salt as part of what you use when you are doing 7-day detox. That is blasting the body with a lot of nutrition, and within 3 days, asthma need will be low. And even after that, you can check with your doctors and GPs. They will tell you you don't need the inhalers if you are using the inhaler, because the balance in the body will be there. It's missing certain nutrition which are found in that pink salt or in the healthy salt. They are not found in the white salt that you find in the shops. It doesn't contain any nutrition and it's harmful for health, and don't use it.
So that would be the pink Himalayan salt or the Celtic salt, or if we want to fight over the pronunciation, we could also call it Celtic salt. Right? You could get this at Holland & Barrett. I bought my pink Himalayan salt in Waitrose, Aldi. I got a big bag in Lidl actually, which was quite reasonable. So I just refilled my little bottle.
Yes. I just wanted to add a little on the natural antibiotic. I used it on 2 HIV patients, and all their skin rashes and other responses disappeared completely. It's a very powerful antibiotic. It does wonders in the body.
Of these natural means. Let's take
All right, let me say that there are particular measurements you can get.
It's okay to finish and thought, so you can answer it together.
All right, so 3 questions.
We are talking about. Remember, many of them are preserved by and with chemicals. So what's the difference?
All right, 3 questions. The first one. All right, I remember the second one. I choose to use the natural remedies because it doesn't come with any side effects. It either works or it doesn't work. And I am the person like this. If I go to the doctors, I can show you my bag. It's filled with prescriptions that I never ever take to the pharmacy. Or I can show you my cupboard. It's filled with medicine that I never ever take, because when I buy them and I read the side effects, I make a conscious decision that, you know what, I'd rather just live with my problem, because too much other problems I might have, and I already know this one, maybe I can cope with it. So I have made that decision, right? So that was the first question. Sorry, I missed the second one. The second one, oh, the remedies you can get. I am the type of person like this. You come in my kitchen, I've got the recipes because I've designed them and I've got specific measurements, but when I'm cooking, I never look at the recipes. I throw in, right? So this is what you're getting here. You're just getting Davina right here. I just throw it. But if you Google, you can find natural remedies with exact recipes from qualified, certified individuals with reputable reputations. You can do that. What I am doing here is just giving you a touch of the taste bud. If you've got any interest, do your own research, because that's the best way. Yeah. That's how I've learned mine. I did 1 course in natural remedies. It was an intense 3 weeks course. I never got a chance to look back at my notes after the class, but I YouTube and I Google and up my information, and I practice on myself as guinea pig or on my friends. So I can only share my personal experience with you and what I've heard others say. We can do our own research. This is just to give you a starting point.
I think for me, I just want to say thank you, because I think this is the health expo I've been to, and I know the first one where I had my mum come and actually follow the plans. She actually went to the doctor, and they were actually able to say to her, her blood pressure is perfect.
Oh, wow.
And she has been on blood pressure medication, I think, for over 6 years.
Wow.
So following natural alternatives. So I just want to say thank you, and he's also giving us an alternative. Because for me, I've worked in the pharmaceutical world, and I have nothing against it, but a lot of medication we tend to take tends to mask an issue.
Yes. Yes.
When we learn how to take care of ourselves naturally, we allow ourselves to be in a situation where actually, if we don't want to go that route, which we do get side effects, which are not pleasant, we have another option. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to come and actually sharing your advice. So I thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to use this opportunity as well to share a personal experience with you. All right, 2013, when I decided that I had to change my life, right? This was me. I lived in the bang in the middle of Stratford City. When I worked in Westfield Shopping Centre, and when I was going to work, I had to do 1 step at a time. So 1 foot and then the next foot next to it. I was literally out of breath just climbing those stairs. Whenever I'm ready to go up and the escalators are not working, I would rant and rave. These escalators, they are broken down more than they work. Right? That was me, because by the time I get to the top of the stairs, I am sweating profusely, I am tired, I'm out of breath, I can feel the strain on my heart. You know, I was really destroying myself, because my diet used to be a very luxurious one, and I thought I was living the life, right? I used to be a restaurant manager, a restaurant operations manager, and breakfast would be curry goat and fried dumpling. Lunch would be rice and peas and oxtail. Supper would be a jerk chicken salad, and I would top that off with a glass of wine and a banana crepe. And I thought I was doing perfectly well. In the morning, I would have a pot of coffee. And throughout the day, I would have several pots of teas, right? And I was living the most amazing life. I had what I consider to be the dream job, the job that everybody envied. I had treated me like a princess, you know. I was slowly killing myself, basically.
What was the name of this restaurant?
That's how I used to live. And I had some massive blotches. I had this issue, right, where we wear uniforms, right, in our company, and every couple of months or so they had to change my jacket because they keep bursting here and they keep bursting here because I keep going up. Now, they normally have the company logo on the jacket, but because they realize I'm changing jackets so often, they've decided to give me a name badge and tell me I can buy a black jacket in Marks and Spencer's. They'll reimburse me. Because they couldn't keep up with getting the company that sews the logo on to keep up with me. Because sometimes by the time they come back with my jacket, I'm ready for the next size. Right, so I was just going up and up and up. You know, my daughter we used to say to me, Mom, you've just let yourself go. That's their term in London to me, and let yourself go. I mean, you probably know the term, right? And that's just how I was. And I had some massive blotches on my skin that I had to paste with makeup to cover them, even my chest. So when I wear a white shirt, it would be like a nightmare because you could see all the makeup on it because I had to put the makeup in my chest to cover all my top area here because of the blotches. I went to the pharmacy, they said, you've got to see your GP for that one. I went to the GP and they told me the only thing that we can use to reverse that is steroids. And I'm like, but I'm fat enough. You know, I really don't need steroids in my life. I'm big enough as it is. Go back to the pharmacy. I tried to get even my friends in Jamaica to buy stuff there to bring up for me that I could use ointment on these. It just wouldn't come off. And then I said, if you don't change, you're either going to get heart disease or cancer or diabetes. So I remember that, you know, I heard this thing that said all diseases start in the gut. And then I was having some discussions with some friends that say, oh, they've done a colon cleanse and they'll never do it again, or they will do it again, all different opinions. And I said, all right, maybe I should start there by doing a colon cleanse. And if you check my cupboard, if you want to sell something to lose weight, just come to me. I will buy it. I've got a case of berry, everything that advertised on the internet, I would buy right away. I would take so much things, Chinese medicine, teas. I mean, I took one tea, my head was like this. Right. I had everything to lose weight and to be healthy. That just did not work. I saw on the internet where this clinic was doing a sale or something like that, and I bought I paid for the treatment, and I did a consultancy with them over the phone, and they told me how much water I need to drink, what I need to do before I come to the clinic. So I went there, I did the colon cleanse, the lady put me on a plan. I mean, I was cleansing basically all day and everything was stuck inside. I was so congested. And she said, you have to keep at it to break those things up, to flush your system. And then she advised me how much water I need to drink per day. And that's where it started. She said, you need to change how you eat. Cause my doctor told me before, you need to come off the coffee, you need to come off the tea. They told me several times because I had heart palpitations, I couldn't sleep at night. When I tell them how much coffee and tea I drink, they always tell me, you need to come off the coffee, you need to come off the tea. But could I come off the coffee, could I come off the tea? No, I couldn't. It was so hard. I tried decaf, and that's where I got to, decaf. But when I went to the clinic, they gave me all the advice. I decided, you know what, I've got to follow this through. I've got to try, because I could feel it in myself that I don't have long to live, or I don't have long before I'm diagnosed with a chronic disease. So I tried the water thing, and she said to me, all those, I didn't even point out the blotches to her, but she saw them. And she said to me, all those blotches on your skin and your tongue, she said, if you drink the water, I didn't even notice there was something on my tongue. You know, I thought that was just how it should be. You know, she said, no, you've got stuff on your tongue. Okay, you say so. I mean, I thought that was just how my tongue is supposed to be. She said, if you drink your water, you will find that they will go away and you won't even realize that they've gone. And to be honest with you, I don't know when the blotches came off my skin. The They must have faded slowly, but they just disappeared. Because I really just tried to be consistent with my water, and then I started the exercise. And I said, as I said, I exercised that year for a whole year, and I lost 5 pounds. And in just that month of Christmas, I regained the 5 pounds. I broke down in tears. I was just crying, crying, crying. My friend had to call my mom in the States. She had to talk to me. I was just so depressed because a whole year, 5 pounds. And then what happened is I had motivated so many other people, and they started exercising as well. So then they would call me, oh, Davina, I exercised today, and guess what, in 1 week, when a friend said to me, in 1 week, she lost, I think, 5 kilos, I went, what? And that's when the tear ducts burst open. Because I was thinking, in 1 week, she lost 5 kilos, and in 1 year, I lost 5 pounds, and regained it in Christmas week. From roast chicken for breakfast, fried fish for lunch. You know? So, I made the choices in my life slowly, right? I started, and I didn't believe in God, right? I believe that there was a God, because I didn't believe in evolution. I believe there was a God, but I didn't believe that Jesus Christ was his son. I didn't believe in the Sabbath. I knew about Ellen White, and I didn't believe in Ellen White, but I just knew there must be a God somewhere. And then I said, you know, half the time we say we don't believe in God, but we end up still praying. So that was me. Didn't believe, but I started praying and asking the Lord to help me to change my life. And when I get medications from my doctors and I look and I'm saying, okay, so you may get blindness, you may get diabetes, and I'm thinking, I had carpal tunnel, which is, you know, that chef's disease, right? I had it in this hand. And they did all the tests before they figured out what happened. I had to go to the, what you call it, the night doctor twice, because I woke up with my hands swollen, my fingers this stiff, and they couldn't bend. And I went there twice, and they did all the tests. Then they sent me to a specialist, and the specialist said, it's carpal tunnel. They may have to do an operation where they have to cut the nerve or something about the muscle. He said, you could do that, or you could take some time off from work and rest the hand. I said to him, time off from work, I just started the job. And then he said, okay, think about the operation and let me know. And I left his office and I'm like, I think I will take time off from work. Or if I have to just find another job at the end, I may need to do that. But an operation, and then, because I was on some medication that they gave me, and they were so strong. I was telling the doctor that I'm seeing 3 knives. When I'm cutting at work, I'm seeing up to 3 knives. So I think the medications are too strong. And he put me on something stronger because I was still feeling the pain, but I was seeing doubles, right? But he put me on something stronger, and I thought to myself, do you really want to take these? You're already seeing 3 knives, and you have to cook. It's either you stop taking them and just take the time off from work and rest the hand, as he said. And I did that. And I think in 2 weeks, my hand was fine, and now I can use my hand to do anything. But I almost had an operation in my hand. And now I am learning that when you do that operation, that hand never recovers. And I'm thinking, thank you, Lord. You know, you've been so merciful to me, even though I'm so undeserving. You know, and those are just some of my personal reasons why when I go to my GP and they say, okay, and this is the solution, you've got to take this medication. Anyway, to be honest with you, half the time, by the time I leave, the problem stops. Because a lot of the time, sometimes mind can cure us. But I make the conscious decision to try and find an alternative for myself, because I have one problem, and if I'm going to take a medication that's possibly going to give me 3 other problems, maybe I can do without those other problems. Maybe I can live with my one, or I could find some bush or something that can help me to reverse it. It's either going to help me, or it's not going to do anything, and I'm still going to have my problems. So I take my chances. It's your body that the Lord has loaned us. You know, we make our own decisions how we want to treat it. But I've asked the Lord to help me to no longer abuse the temple that He has given me. I've asked Him to reverse the years that the locust has eaten up, because I really did abuse my body. But I didn't realize. I thought I was living the life. You know, I did not have God. When you don't have God, you think completely different. You're in a different world. You think different. You act different without the Lord in your life. So the decisions that I made then, I would not make now that I know how much Jesus Christ loves me. Amen.
I want to say this is very important. It's for us. It's very important because God wants we live the life more better.
Yes.
The fruit is they make regulation in the body.
Yes.
For example, me, when I have baby, I am pregnant. 6 months, the doctor said you need to go up because you need to go up. I don't know how it's happening. But I say no, because I am good. They say no, you need because you have, I feel like a pressure, one pressure. But I say no, I'm going home. They very angry, the doctor. Say, oh, this is bad for you. When I go, one woman in the church tell me, you only need eat the fruit in the time. The fruit that comes.
Yes, in season. Yes, fruits that are in season.
1 week only orange. The juice, they make regulation in the body. It's for nervous, you are okay, but it's problem for baby. You go the baby cold because the baby has food. I drink this 1 week and eat good. When I had 9 months, the baby good.
Excellent.
But when I go old, I have pain, normal.
Yes.
But I can take the baby, but they don't know how. It's because they say when you have good food,
yes,
your body is good. They do it all along. And this makes expand.
Yes, so you have the baby the natural way.
I have 12 hours, but the doctor say you don't need 4.
Don't need a C-section.
If the baby go out, no. But the problem is when the woman eats sweet or anything in this time because they say, oh, I want to eat, I want to eat.
Yes, you want to eat everything.
Your body is toxic.
Yes,
When
yes.
you go pregnant, you have more difficult the doctor. It's like when you go in the toilet. If you eat bad, you go in the toilet bad.
Yes.
If you eat good,
it's easy.
You go easy.
Yes, yes.
Because
yes, it's true. Oh, I think 400 BC ago, Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and medicine be thy food. Anybody knows that quote? Yes, yes, yes. So, food, I mean, the Bible says the herbs are for the service of the nation. You know, it's for us to educate ourselves in the natural ways. You know, the responsibility is ours. The onus is on you to educate yourselves so you can help your own body as well as your family. Your other question was about the herbs and the pesticides that are on the fruits and the vegetables that we eat. Yes, you are correct. And that's why I will, if you can afford it and if you can find it, it's best to have organic, non-GMO. If you cannot find it, because I go in the supermarket and the section for non-GMO and organic is a tiny section. You end up eating the same things all the time and you do need variety. But what you can do that will help is wash your fruits and your vegetables with some warm lemon water. And that will remove at least some, maybe most, or maybe all of the pesticide and stuff like that. And it will help you. And we bless the food as well. So you do the part that you can do, and what you cannot do, you give it to the Lord. Right.
What would you advise for someone who has kidney disease?
Kidney disease?
It depends on what type of kidney disease it is, in order for us to give a good advice. The kidney failure, the skin infection, they are all different. 1-4 kidney rescue program, in which we have to pump a lot of alkalis in order to allow the...
I don't know if everybody can hear you. I don't know if everybody can hear you. You need to come.
Right, I'm saying we have different programs for different kidney problems. If it's kidney failure, we have what we call kidney rescue program. In that rescue program, we're pumping in a lot of alkali so that the kidney can then be able to repair itself through the nutrition coming from the liver and so forth, with the digestive system repair. We need to know how the digestion is taking place, because without that, we may not be able to repair it quickly. And it depends also on what stage, because if you go dialysis, it will take a bit longer. If you are not yet on dialysis, it will take a bit shorter to get it back. But you can recover kidneys, you can recover any of the organs, gallbladder, whatever, if they are in a strain, you can recover them. But all you need is to be patient with nature. Nature does slow up, but successfully. We have a lot of people who now can enjoy life who have problems with kidneys.
Any more questions? We're in our last maybe 4 minutes, so we want to wrap up. If you have a question that's burning, put your hands up. Or hay fever.
Hay fever is an allergy reaction. Any hay fever patient, they must never use yeast or gluten. They must move away from yeast or gluten. So before we treat them, they must comply to that. Then we give them a treatment that repairs the lungs and repairs all the congestion in the chest. And then after that, it will be normal. It will never come again forever.
Thank you very much.
If you can't come away from the yeast and the gluten, are there any other...
Why would you not be able to come away from the gluten? You were born with them? Any more questions?
You get your 10,000 units of vitamin D3 to
1,000 units.
10,000. It's 10,000 to protect you from cancer.
Well, there are supplements which you can use, but we don't recommend supplements. We recommend that you boost your vitamin A levels, boost your vitamin E levels, and vitamin K. Once you boost those, then your absorption of D becomes very powerful and possible. So that in 10 minutes alone, you have a D that will last you for a long time.
Thank you. All right, Caroline? Can't hear you, sorry.
Just commenting on what Dr. was saying in terms of asthma. I believe it's a nutritional deficiency because I suffered from asthma for a lot of years. And we had similar programs with nature, natural remedies, and also came to me. And those tablets, all it was is lots of minerals and the types of salt and a lot of nutrients. And I was on that for about 3 months. And then I decided to come off it because I decided I want to actually try the food itself. And it's been so many years now, I've not had to use my supplements and to make.
Amen.
So it's you have to be patient. You have to pump your body with all the nutrients you need. And over a period of time, the body starts repairing itself. So when I actually start feeling like my chest is tight, I actually know these things are not doing. And once I do that, I don't need to go to get my measurement.
Okay.
The other thing I have is hay fever. And with that as well, it's again nutrition. So you have to put things in place to actually help yourself. And for me, I was totally reliant on the supplement. I couldn't even run.
Wow.
Climb my stairs without actually. I was in the emergency room 3 o'clock in the morning with asthma attack.
Wow.
When I went through that program, which is pretty much what Dr. Fulai is doing, literally all it was giving me what I was lacking in my body.
The
And when I
nutrients.
decided to come off the tablets, because they were natural, I decided to go like eating the food, the minerals, the vitamins, then it sorted itself out.
Oh, lovely. Thank you for that. Nisa? We're wrapping up, so make it quick. You had your hand up? All right, D? Okay, any more questions? We'll now hand over to Florence. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out. And remember, the choice is yours.
At the end of the day. Excellent. Thank you so much, Brother Benjamin and Sabina. They did a fantastic job. I think we need to give them a second round of applause. Well done. It's amazing how 1 hour can be so quick. I just want to add my penny's worth to that. I used to suffer badly with anemia myself, and I used to also prescribe to my friends and say, take iron tablets. And I know iron tablets have the risk of causing you to be constipated. And I remember very clearly one day I said, that's enough of taking tablets and pills, we need to look for the natural remedy. And the natural remedy for me was going for the green leafy vegetables. So all the coloured green vegetables, the spinach, the broccoli, all the vegetables, that's what I've been eating. At least I can say for the last 6-7 years I've not been anemic. You have here the colour-coded colours for food, eating colours for health. These are free, and I understand the Health Expo has brought these leaflets. I'm highly interested. People have been grabbing them from me. So please, if you want one, I'm sure Davina and the team have some. If not, the team at the end will have them. I'm also very proud to say that tomorrow morning, 9:45, be here. Is it this location or the church? We'll confirm. It may be inside the church. Okay, so inside the church, tomorrow morning, 9:45, okay? So we start at 10, but you be here at 9:45. Good students come before their lecturers, all right? And so what I want you to do is be ready for 10 o'clock to 12:30. Dr. Chidi will be back, and he's talking about the reversal of dementia and heart disease. And so until tomorrow, have a wonderful afternoon. These people are still available. Enjoy your sunshine if it's still out there. Take care.
Thank you.
God bless. Pastor Ron, would you like Pastor Ron? Pastor Ron, would you come and pray? Can we just pray, please, Pastor Ron? Thank you. Should we all stand? We've been sitting too long.
I think it's time for us to go on a nice brisk walk. Or do some play activities and have a good rest. So let's pray, shall we? Father God, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for those who've taken part in this program, for those who have come as well. Please bless each one of us and give us safe travelling mercies to our homes and help us to take on board much of what we've heard today. I pray in your name with grateful thanks. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Yeah.